Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
How's everyone doing this evening?
Good. You?
Good.
Good. So tonight we have Sonia, who is doing her case consultation for us. So before we begin, I would like to just make sure that everyone's technology is working and that you guys have the 8-question case consultation sheet. So we all kind of have the same questions. And also to inform you that we are being recorded and just to get your permission that it is okay to be recorded. Okay? So Gina, we'll start with you.
I can hear you just fine. I have the 8-question consultation sheet, and I'm fine with being recorded.
Great. Thank you. Becca.
Yep, I have the sheet. I'm okay with being recorded. And technology works fine. Sorry.
Marcy.
Yep, I'm here. I can hear you. Hope you can hear me. I have the 8-question sheet, and yes, I'm okay with being recorded.
Okay. And Rebecca.
Yep, I'm here. I can hear you. I have my sheet, and I'm good with being recorded.
And Sonia.
I'm here. I have my sheet, and I'm good with being recorded.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to start the solution-focused question phase. So this we're going to do in a structured manner. Gina, if you can do questions 1 and 5. Marcy, if you can do questions 2 and 7. Becca, if you can do questions 3 and 6. And Rebecca, if you can do questions 4 and 8. And if you can also give a verbal cue kind of when you're done, so the person that comes after you knows to move on to the next question, that would be great. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. So we can start.
Okay. Hi, Sonia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What are your best hopes for this consultation?
I think my best hopes for this consultation is to receive feedback from the group on different ways that I can approach the subject of personal hygiene with this client, just to prepare me to help have this conversation with care.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, Sonia.
Hey.
What are your best hopes for this person?
Well, my best hopes for this person would be that she's receptive to the conversation and that she will start to take the next steps towards improving her personal hygiene.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, hi. So suppose that these best hopes are realized. What will be different?
Well, I think that she'll improve her hygiene, but more specifically, maybe she'll have a bathing routine, a washing hair routine, a dental routine. I mean, we take that so for granted, all the different ways that we care for ourselves, but for her, it's really difficult. And so I think that what will be different is just that she adopts all these different kind of routines into her daily life or her weekly life.
Yeah. And what else?
I guess beyond creating routines, maybe eventually she will adopt more self-care routines. So perhaps getting her nails done or a facial or a massage, other things that might also support personal hygiene and self-care overall.
Mm-hmm. And what will the client notice?
Well, I realize that she avoids showering because she feels uncomfortable in her skin, but perhaps over time, she'll feel more comfortable in her body, and maybe it will improve her energy level because not showering for her is attached to her depression and her eating disorder. So maybe it could be twofold. Maybe eventually she'll notice that personal cleanliness helps her with feeling more energized and also improves her self-worth. I mean, beyond noticing that she's doing all the things in the routines.
Yeah. And what will others involved notice when these best hopes are realized?
So I think that the way that I've been thinking about this is that improving her personal hygiene and her self-care will be something that will take time. It will have to be done in stages. So I think right off the bat, maybe the first step might be noticing that she changes her clothes daily or is wearing clean clothes daily. That makes sense.
Yes, it does. All right. Thank you, Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 stands for meeting your goals of, engaging helping the client explore proper hygiene, and 1 stands for not meeting your goal, where do you think you are now?
I think I'm at 5.
Okay, what tells you that you are at a 5?
Well, the way that I'm thinking about this is that on a level 1, it would be more of a medical or dental situation, like her lack of hygiene or lack of cleanliness would lead to a dental or medical problem or issue. And if she were on the other spectrum, if she was at 10, it would just be skipping a shower every now and again when she has like a movie day at home or something like that. So I feel like we're at 5 because it's not yet a medical issue, but it's not a situation that's just every once in a while. It's more chronic. I don't think that she is engaged in personal hygiene in a few weeks. So it is a situation. So it kind of feels middle ground to me is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. How do you know that you are not at a 4?
So she, although appears to, her hair appears dirty and her skin as well, and she's wearing the same clothes every day, but she doesn't have an odor. So I think that if she were to start having an odor, then that would be more like a 4.
Okay. And where do you want to be?
I think I want to be at 7.
Okay. What will be different 1 step higher on the scale, so at a 6?
Well, when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking of it on like a continuum. So if we're working towards a goal, then I think 1 step higher would be that she wears clean clothes every day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sonia, what are you already doing that's on track?
Well, I've known her for quite some time, so I have a really great rapport with her. I don't know. I'm sure you read the presentation, so I'm both her yoga instructor and I work with her in the internship capacity. Yeah. So we have built up trust over time. So I think that's in a good direction.
Okay. How are you being trauma informed?
I want to create safety when having this conversation. I'm concerned about maintaining the trust that we have in a relationship. And I'm also concerned about not re-traumatizing her because she does have a trauma history. So those are kind of all the ways that I'm thinking about this in a trauma-informed way.
Okay. And what else are you doing that's on track?
Well, I'm gathering professional opinions on the best ways to approach this so that I feel really prepared to have this conversation, which for me feels like it's difficult. I don't know, maybe some of you have dealt with this before, and that's why I'm really eager to get your feedback, but this will be a new thing for me to have a conversation with somebody about personal hygiene, and kind of feels a little awkward for me.
Yeah, not easy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
Okay. What is the client already doing that is on track?
Well, she is completing all her meals and she is taking all her medication. And meals is a pretty big deal because it's an eating disorder facility. So they have to complete, 3 meals a day, 3 snacks at 100%. And she's doing that. So
that's great.
Yeah.
What else is the client doing that is on track?
She's engaging in all of her therapeutic activities and assignments. So when she meets with her primary therapist, she does get weekly assignments, either 1 all the way up to maybe 3, and she is doing that. And she seems to be committed to her recovery. Even though she's struggling a lot, she seems committed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sonia, what's the next small step?
Well, the next small step for me would be to speak with her. And then I was thinking maybe of suggesting that she and I do a self-care activity together, like a face mask or something like that. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about my next steps
Great.
or our next steps.
Okay. And how will that be helpful?
I think it will give her support in taking the next step because she'll have somebody to do it with. It's obvious that personal hygiene is really challenging for her. And so having that support, then we can talk about all the feelings and the thoughts that come up. So she'll, again, receive kind of containment around it. And maybe it will be a fun thing. We can create like some excitement about it so it doesn't seem like such a daunting task.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I mean, I received supervision on this. Like I wasn't just thrown into doing this, but at the same time, I'm kind of looking for your opinions on this just so that I can kind of develop my skill around how to have this conversation.
Great.
So that's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So we're going to enter into the wonderment phase. Sonia, if you could kindly turn off your camera.
Okay. Just let me know if it's turned off.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's off. And we can do this in a popcorn style. I guess I will start. I wonder if Sonia has thought about talking to her while doing a self-care recreational activity, such as a manicure or like a hand massage. So that's my thought.
I wondered if Sonia could role play the conversation with either her supervisor or another colleague before she actually meets with the client.
I wonder if Sonia wanted to broach the subject by pointing out that there could be like a medical or a dental issue if hygiene isn't taken care of properly.
I wonder what role the sexual trauma plays into this, and if that could be addressed or be a helpful way to deal with the situation.
I wonder if suggesting to, shower like with the lights off could be a possible suggestion because of the trauma that the target system has encountered in life.
I wonder. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I wondered how this has been handled with other clients previously.
I wonder why this client is having such a hard time with the self-care issue, because she seems to be really committed to the program and to fulfilling all the activities and participating. So it seems like all of her is like in the situation and doing the work. So I wonder what's holding her back specifically from showering.
I'm wondering if the client doesn't have an odor, if she's taking care of herself by wearing like deodorant or putting on some perfume to mask the smell or the odor, and if the showering is really the issue.
I wonder what the family norms are related to cleanliness in our home or with her family.
Good question.
I wonder if family support when this conversation is had, would be helpful or effective.
I wondered if Sonia could work with her to identify like a smell or a product that she remembers as positive or pleasurable and kind of, hone in on that.
I wonder if the trauma that she has experienced has to specifically do with being in the bathroom and being in the shower and self-care, if that trauma was experienced in that specific environment and if that has had an effect on the way that she views that. Anyone else? Okay, Sonia, you can turn your camera back on. All right. So now we're going to enter the compliment phase. And again, we're going to do that popcorn style. So I guess I will start it off. Sonia, I am very impressed with the fact that you can admit that it is an uncomfortable topic for you and that you are willing to seek advice from your cohort. And I appreciate how deeply and how seriously you're taking the situation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a similar, I really just admire all the thought that you have given for the, obviously this is a very sensitive case, and I think it's clear that you really care, that you want to really make sure that you're making your client feel comfortable and safe, and, you know, having that trauma informed perspective.
I agree with both of them. Just to piggyback off them, I really feel like you're taking this client into consideration about her safety, and that you're really dedicated to her. And I hope to follow up with you to find out how it went, because I'm actually really curious, and you know, this might be a situation that I might have to address in the future. So
Cool. Thank you. I'd be so happy to speak to you about it when it's over.
I think it's really something that you're willing and able to really take a risk and delve into what is obviously a very sensitive and difficult topic. And certainly, I mean, you are so trauma informed when you're thinking about it. You're calm, you're planful, you're thoughtful, and that's really impressive.
Thank you, Gina.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everybody, what everybody said. And it's funny, Gina just mentioned this, but what I was going to say was I really appreciate your calm spirit that you have about you. It's really calming, and it's perfect for a social worker. Like it's very thoughtful and really calming.
I actually wrote that in my journal reflection. Facilitated.
Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah, I have to say, Sonia, like I'm always very impressed with your calm in whatever that you're doing. You know, it doesn't even matter what the situation is. You always have a sense of calm, and I know that you're uncomfortable, like, and you have some anxiety about talking to your client about this, but I really feel like you'll bring that calm along with you when it's time to talk to her.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys? Okay. All right. So we'll start the debriefing process. So Sonia, how was this for you?
This was interesting. It was, for the wonderment stage, it was really hard not to respond to everybody because I felt like I could have given a lot of psychoeducation about why clients with eating disorders and or depression have a hard time with showering. And so like I had all these thoughts like, oh, I could say this, oh, I could say this. So in that it was challenging. But I appreciated how many wonderments you all gave me. I took notes, and there's quite a few here. So I'm really thankful for that. It was really hard for me to know where to look, because when I'm looking at you, I'm looking, and I talked about this during my facilitation, so it's kind of like going back and forth. So I found that challenging just in like communicating with you. But overall, it was really nice to kind of hear myself talk it through, and also to hear all of the compliments and the validation on how I'm thinking about this. And again, to receive feedback on other ways that I could be thinking about this. So it was a great experience for me, and I thank you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now I open up the floor and the question to the group. What worked for you all today?
I like the flow of the whole case consultation, because you're not, like, I guess during the questions you're assigned a question, so you're not really forced to speak, so you can listen to what other people have to say until it's your turn. And then the whole wonderment phase, you guys all have great suggestions. Once again, it was pretty cool to listen to. And yeah, I like the whole experience.
I think it's really interesting that it's mutually beneficial. So, you know, the premise is we're helping Sonia work through her own problem, but you gain so much by listening to the wonderments, listening to the compliments, listening to the facilitator, and listening to the presenter. I really get a lot out of it.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we've really mastered this case consultation, but I think, you know, just like the other weeks, I think it was very smooth tonight, and we just kind of, you know, flew through it. I definitely agree that the wonderment phase, I think we all had a lot of good things to offer. I think we all bring something different to the table. You guys always say things that I, wouldn't have even thought of. So it's just nice to hear that and have this collaboration.
Yeah, I think it went very smoothly. Great job, everybody, definitely. It's interesting how each session has a different vibe to it, even though it always goes smoothly and it's always good. It's just fascinating how it's the same script, but it's always different. It's really interesting and kind of cool.
For myself, I think every week I learn something so different and so new from all of you, because we're all in different placements. We all work in such different environments. So I think this group definitely gives perspective. I think that when we're working and we're like in the zone, we're just very specific to that demographic. And I feel like talking with each other, we start to learn about the challenges that other people experience with different demographics, and how it's the same yet completely different from what we experience. So thank you guys for that. And this is our last session.
Wow.
It's an ending, Susan. It's an ending.
So, thank you all. Sonia, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Everybody else in the group, you guys did a wonderful job.
You did great, Susan.
Yeah, you did really.
You did, yes.
Both
Awesome.
did great.
Thank you very much. So I can say bye now, right? All right.
Bye.